5 seconds to go. Start. Therefore, as laid down in the aforesaid judgments, it would apply to invalidate legislation as well as subordinate legislation under Article 14. Manifest arbitrariness, therefore, must be something done by the legislature capriciously, irrationally, and or without adequate determining principle. Also, when something is done which is excessive and disproportionate, such legislation would be manifestly arbitrary. We are therefore of the view that arbitrariness, in the sense of manifest arbitrariness, as out by us above, would apply to negate legislation as well under Article 14. It is to be noted that Nariman Judge wrote the judgment for himself and Lalit Judge and concurred with the judgment delivered by Kurian Joseph Judge. As such, the views expressed by Nariman Judge would be part of the majority view. It can thus be seen that in the said case, it was held that the test of manifest arbitrariness as laid down by this court in various judgments would also apply to invalidate legislation as well as subordinate legislation under Article 14. It was held that manifest arbitrariness must be something done by the legislature capriciously, irrationally, and or without adequate determining principle. It further goes on to hold that when something is done which is excessive and disproportionate, such a legislation would be manifestly arbitrary. It, in unequivocal terms, held that arbitrariness, in the sense of manifest arbitrariness, would apply to negate legislation under Article 14 of the Constitution. In para 95, it was observed that the case of natural resources allocation, special reference number 1 of 2012, did not lay down a proposition that legislation can never be struck down as being arbitrary. This court, after referring to all the earlier judgments, including Ajay Hashia and others versus Khalid Mujib, Serawardi and others, stated that legislation can be struck down on the ground that it is arbitrary under Article 14 of the Constitution. However, arbitrariness when applied to legislation cannot be used loosely. In touchstone of the aforesaid parameters, let us examine the impugned act. The only reasoning given in the SOR of the impugned act is that the Khalsa College has, over a period of time, become a significant icon of Khalsa heritage, and the university, established in 2016, is likely to shadow and damage its character and pristine glory. It is to be noted that the Khalsa College, which was established in 1892, is not a part of the Khalsa University. The only colleges which were affiliated with the Khalsa University are the Khalsa College of Education, Amritsar, established in 1954, Khalsa College for Women, Amritsar, established in 1968, and Khalsa College of Pharmacy, Amritsar, established in 2009. Apart from that, the appellants have given a specific undertaking stating thus: it is accordingly respectfully submitted that the majestic facade and visual appeal of the building of the Khalsa College has not been touched or adversely affected by the establishment of the Khalsa University in any way whatsoever. The Khalsa University has been established by converting the pre-existing three colleges, viz. College of Pharmacy, College for Women and College of Education, into departments in the Khalsa University. Though it is the stand of the appellants that they were in the process of establishing new institutions for getting them affiliated with the Khalsa University, a specific undertaking was given that the Khalsa College would not be touched or adversely affected by the establishment of the Khalsa University. Even during the course of hearing, a specific statement has been made by the appellants that the Khalsa College would not be affiliated with the Khalsa University. The maps have been placed on record which show the placement of Khalsa College in the campus along with the other institutions. The perusal of the said map would clearly reveal that it is only the Khalsa College established in 1892 which is a heritage one. All other buildings have been subsequently constructed having no resemblance with the Khalsa College building. It can thus be seen that the very foundation that Khalsa University would shadow and damage the character and pristine glory of Khalsa College, which has over a period of time become a significant icon of Khalsa heritage, is on a non-existent basis. It could thus be seen that the impugned act, which was enacted with a purpose which was non-existent, would fall under the ambit of manifest arbitrariness and would therefore be violative of Article 14 of the Constitution. We are therefore of the considered view that the impugned act is also liable to be set aside on the same ground. In the result, we pass the following order. The appeal is allowed. The impugned judgment and order dated 1st November 2017 passed by the High Court of Punjab and Haryana at Chandigarh in CWP number 17150 of 2017 O&M is quashed and set aside. Writ petition being CWP number 17150 of 2017 O&M is allowed and the Khalsa University Repeal Act 2017 is struck down as being unconstitutional. The consequent direction is also issued to the effect that the Khalsa University Act 2016 would be deemed to be in force and status quo as it obtained on 29th May 2017 would stand restored and, in the facts and circumstances of the case, no order as to cause. We place on record our appreciation for the valuable assistance provided by Shri P. S. Patwalia, Learned Senior Counsel, and Shri Shadan Farasat, Additional Advocate General for the State of Punjab. Pending applications, if any, shall stand disposed of. Stop.